Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm doing this look for you here. I am using the new Juvia'S Wahala palette. I just got it in the mail yesterday. They sent it over my way, just to FYI. I did not pay for this, but as always, my reviews are completely honest. Forever, always going to be honest with you guys no matter what. So yeah, I'm going to do a tutorial on this kind of like olivey green crazy smoky eye, and then I will do a review afterwards to talk about how I feel about the palette. And yeah, that is pretty much it. If you are new, I'd really love for you to subscribe, turn on push notifications, make sure you hit all so you see all of my uploads. And yeah, if you want to see how I did this look and know how I feel about this palette, then please just keep on watching. Okay, so to start off this look, I'm just gonna put on some of my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's been a minute since I've used this because I've been using like some other stuff and like trying some other stuff. And she's good. We all know it. Okay, so the first shade I'm going to jump into is the shade Sis, which is like a really dark, cool toned brown. And I'm going to take this on a Morphe M507. And I'm just going to start packing this in like a really giant, basically, wing shape on my outer corner. All right, so now that that shade's on, I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is a really like mustardy yellow color. And I'm really gonna load that up on a blending brush. And I'm going to kind of basically blend this all around like the edges of my entire eye shape. So obviously all up in my inner corner. Now this is obviously a very crazy look. So if this is too much for you, you can, just pare it down. Don't blend it out as far as I do. I'm basically blending this yellow shade like up into my brow bone, which obviously will make this very intense. So if that is not your thing, kind of step it down a notch, make the shape a little smaller, a little less winged. But I love some crazy winged out, intense eyeshadow. So yeah, I'm gonna get that really good around the edges. Now this is also a look where you really gotta trust the process, okay? Because it looks really crazy before it looks really cute. So just trust the process. So now I needed to blend this deep shade into the yellow shade, but there's not like a green in here. So we're just playing artist here now. And I'm gonna mix the blue with the yellow. So I'm gonna kind of go back and forth between the blue and the yellow with my Morphe M506. And I'd say I'm grabbing a little more yellow than blue because I want this to be more of like an olivey green. And you see once you blend them together that it makes like a green shade. And I'm just going to start taking this and blend that in between the deep shade and the yellow shade. And then I'll go back with my big brush just to make sure that that's really blended into the yellow. And then I'm gonna go back in with the shade Sis, the dark brown. And then I'm just gonna start kind of lightly taking this color and start to buff it up. And again, that way this kind of like depth is gonna really start to like fade out into the yellow and into this like green we made. Okay, so now for the lid, I'm going to apply a little bit of my NYX glitter primer. You'll know whenever I do shimmers, I just like to go in with this kind of like glitter base first. I always say this, but just in case there's someone new here, I just like my shimmers to be intense from the jump. So I always use a glitter base. It really just makes your glitters or your shimmers really pop. So just put a thin layer of that all over. And then we're gonna use our lid shades next, which are so beautiful and really bring the look together. So I'm gonna use the shades Fighter and this one, which is Gossip. So we're gonna use both of those. I'm starting with the shade Fighter, and this is gonna go on the outer half of my eye. And do you see that color? These shimmers in this palette are stunning, like they are beautiful. And I am just kind of getting it on the lid, and then I'm really lightly dabbing it kind of up. Just again, like I mentioned a lot, I like my shimmers to kind of go into my crease and just sort of subtly like fade out. Unless I'm doing an actual cut crease, I don't want my shimmer to just like stop, you know, because then it looks kind of silly, I think. And now I'm taking the shade Gossip, and that's gonna go in the inner half. This is more of like a olivey, yellowy green kind of color. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on the lower lash line. I'm taking the e.l.f. Twist Up No Budge eyeliner in the black shade, and I'm just gonna run that all the way across my waterline. And then I'm just gonna smudge that out. And then I'm first taking just the yellow, and I'm going to blend that under the liner, and I'm focusing more like underneath the liner. I'm not overlapping the liner yet. And then I'm taking that mix of the blue and the yellow and blending that under as well, just to give a little bit more of a green vibe. Next, I'm taking Sis, the dark brown, and that is gonna go on the outer half, overlapping the liner. I'm gonna take a little more glitter glue and put that on my inner corner. And then I'm taking Gossip, the more olivey of these shimmers, and that's gonna go on the inner half. And then I'm taking a little of the shade Fighter and just blending that over as well. And then finally for the inner corner, we're gonna take a little bit more, again, of the glitter primer. And I'm going to tap that all on the inner corner. And then we're gonna take the pressed glitter in the bottom called Pepper Body. And this will be like our inner corner pop. All right, so that is it for the shadow. I'm going to throw on my lashes today. I am using the EYELURE silk lashes in the style Marquise. So I'm gonna put these on, and then I'm going to finish completely the rest of my makeup. And then I'm gonna come back and we'll do our review, and I will talk to you about how I feel about the palette. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. I just wanna talk to you a little bit about my feelings about the palette. So obviously this is what the whole thing looks like. You get 20 shades. There are 3 pressed glitters in here. And then you get a mix of like matte and shimmers. So first thing I want to start out with is the quality is going to be, like, in my opinion, in my experience using it today, it's the same as pretty much any Juvia's Place palette. The mattes are really matte. The shimmers are very intense across the board. I really love, in particular about this palette, is the shimmers are really different. So if you notice, like, there's a lot of duochrome ones. So this one looks teal in certain light, but then it shifts purple in different light. I don't know if you can see that. Like, it kind of looks purple and then it shifts teal. These glitters also do the same thing. They both have like a shift to them. So this is sort of like a green to blue to teal shift. And this one here is like a deeper blue to purple shift. I really love how unique the shimmers are in here. The mattes are really great. Now, before I did this look, I did actually do a purple and blue look. Purple, blue, and green were like the most highly requested looks to do with this palette on my Instagram when I put the poll up. And so at first I was doing purple and blue, and then I was like, I've done a lot of purple and stuff lately. So that's why I switched and decided to do the green instead. But I did have a chance to try every single color here. I tried this one, I tried, let me see, that was it. So the ones I use in the look plus all the purples here. And they also worked really well. This Woke shade at the bottom is more on the sheer side, just an FYI. So it's definitely like with this one, I was blending it on like my upper part of my crease, and I had set the top brow bone and like the top of my crease with just like a white cream color to make these sort of blend out into like a light color. And this one didn't seem to want to stick because I had that white under my brow bone. So this one was a little bit of a challenge. So for this color here, I would definitely say to put that over a tacky base that you haven't set yet. But the rest of the purples worked amazing. This color right here called Envy is so beautiful. It's such a pretty, it's like purple, light purple with a bluey teal kind of shift to it. They're really pretty. The shimmers in here, depending on which one you pick, they're a little bit more of like a kind of a chunky metallic. I really love that look because I feel like it makes it look more foiled and intense. But because of that, you may get a little more fallout with those. So again, you guys saw obviously in the video, I always put like a glitter base down because I like my shimmers to be really intense, but that also does help with the fallout too by having that down. So that way when you put the shimmer on, it like sticks and it doesn't fall everywhere. So that's just something you could do to kind of help with that. But overall, I really love the quality of the palette. I'm very excited to kind of dip into these shades here. This red seems really promising also at the top, called Fire. But again, like even this shade Rumors is a duochrome shimmer too. So they're very unique. So I really love that about this palette. I really want to dip in and do a look with this blue glitter. I feel like if I did a really cool, like kind of black, dark smoky eye, and this on top would be amazing. I don't know if you can see in this just like finger swatch how it shifts from purple to like blue, and it has like a lot of different duochromes to it. I love that. So yeah, I highly recommend this palette. I think it's just as good as the other Juvia'S palettes. The only thing I could say about it other than what I've already said is I definitely think this one is going to be a good one to mix with the palettes you already have. So there was, during when I was doing the blue and purple look, I wished I had like a darker blue in the palette to mix into, because I tried to mix a little of the blue with the brown, but it was just a little too obvious that I was mixing blue with brown. You know what I'm saying? When I use this palette in the future, especially when I want to do a blue look, I will definitely probably have to like pull from other palettes I have. Like I think the Magic Mini palette would work really well with this palette. But yeah, you might need to pull a couple colors, but as you can see, you can create a really cool, cohesive look with this palette. And I think this palette adds a lot of really different and unique kind of shimmers and mattes to maybe what you might already have. So I will just insert like a picture of the swatches because I feel like Juvia'S Place did a great job of getting someone to do really beautiful swatches that I think are really accurate to what the colors look like, and I am terrible at swatching, so I don't even want to go there. So I will just insert here a picture of the swatches. It's very true to what they look like I said. So if you're curious about the swatches and how they look on the skin, this picture is very accurate. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and this quick review. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time. Bye.